Let's head to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hey, Dave, love the show. I got a little question for you. The Browns have basically said at the draft, letting you know by trading them picks that they're all in on a quarterback in 2026. So what if Arch Manning doesn't come out and he stays another year in college? Does Cleveland find a way to move their picks to get picks for the following year and then tell us, well, we got our quarterback next year? Or do they have somebody other than Arch in mind, do you think? Because wouldn't that be a hoax that he doesn't come out and then they tell the fans again, our quarterback's in next year's draft? So I just want to hear your thoughts. Go Browns. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
As always, appreciate all the voicemails. Jeff, I don't know about you. I don't think Arch Manning's coming out. I think he's going to be in college for a couple of years. The guys they'd be looking at, Aller, Nussmeier, there's Klubnik. I'm not as high on him. We'll see. Lenora Sellers. There are, and nobody knows for sure because, the guys you had at the top of the draft class this year before the season, they're not the ones that are at the top of the draft class when the draft hits. But it's not aimed at Arch Manning. It's aimed at getting a guy that, the guys we're talking about are the big prototypical guys that can throw the. Nussmeier's intriguing. His father's like the one of the offensive coaches for the Saints. So those are good things.
Well, I think the one thing I will say with Arch Manning is the one thing that would give me some really, really wonder is one of the worst teams in the NFL, in my opinion, right now is the New Orleans Saints. If the New Orleans Saints were to secure the number one pick, you really wonder if that would be something that would sway a decision if they were on the fence anyway whatsoever, saying, well, because what that would do for the franchise economically, what that would do for the area economically would be interesting. But, Drew Allar, certainly. Cade Klubnik is certainly interesting as far as I think somebody that would maybe Kevin Stefanski would like. Lenora Sellers out of South Carolina is a really interesting guy, just a kid, really, really young, but, 6'4", runs, strong arm. And this is a discussion myself and some of the guys at the OBR were actually having we all try to figure out what we think Kevin Stefanski's ideal quarterback is. And I don't think any of us know. And the thing is does Coach Kevin Stefanski actually know? Like, isn't he saying, because you look at Dylan Gabriel, and as much as they like Dylan Gabriel, there's certainly some boxes there that just don't check as far as, physical attributes, that type of stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see, what actually would be Kevin Stefanski's ideal guy. The good news is there'll be several options, and hopefully, one of those guys will certainly be his flavor. The other thing is even if it's one of these guys, and maybe they are a guy you draft high, just for example, say it was an Anthony Richardson in this draft class, and you understood he's not day one ready. That's where Dylan Gabriel could come into play. That's where Shedeur Sanders could come into play. You'll have a very young room, and maybe the guy you draft doesn't have to be a franchise savior from the day he walks into the building, and they can hopefully, if they love him but feel he needs a little time, can give him maybe that time to marinate a little bit, work on some physical skills that need to be maybe upgraded to be successful within the system.
Well, and the thing is, the Browns have been looking for a quarterback for so long. If they get two or three of them that can play, those are first world problems. We don't worry about those.
Let me tell you something. They ain't going to worry if the guy who can play has to wear a baseball hat. If they can all play, they will be more than fine with that.